So, good evening. We are back again, and we have another guest. Second time, is it? Second time on a live show. Obviously, you do the fan cams. Welcome back, Brandon, AFC TV. Hope you're good.
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad when Arsenal are not playing, mate. So. But then again, we did win. We beat Chelsea twice trophy yesterday. So
yeah, we've also won the third in the league since Christmas Day trophy as well. I know we've done a double this season. It's mad, really, when you think about it. Like, it's actually crazy. But yeah, let's start off talking about the game last night. Make sure you are slapping the likes up, people, because YouTube obviously doesn't want to send notifications out today. It only sends them out 3 times in 24 hours, and I've dropped about 16, 17 videos since then. So if you stick a like on it, it would massively help. But we obviously won the game. Very fortunate goal. I don't know what Jorginho was doing. Maybe he's been watching Granit Xhaka videos. But it was a listen. He scuffed it as well. I don't care. Listen, we won the game. It's the first time we've won there since they won the Champions League and the FA Cup, which is kind of ironic because they're in the finals of both this time as well. But first time we've done the double since we went invincible in 2004, and we got lucky. But at the same time, it's listen, they're a decent outfit, man. They're a really good football team, Chelsea, regardless of the changes they made. What did you make of it overall? I haven't had a chance to watch your fan cam back yet. I normally watch them the next day, but I have been busy today, man.
Yeah, so what can you take from it? It's like you say, no pressure, no problem. It's as simple as that, really, isn't it? But it kind of left me with a few more questions as well about this manager, because we played a back 3 last night. I went back through all of our games towards the beginning of the season. When we was playing a back 3, we was actually a lot better, because you got the wing backs that can push up high, help with the high press that he so-called likes to play. You got the defensive stability as well of having another centre back there. But he moved away from that after the Liverpool game, and you look at how we played with that yesterday. Yeah, it wasn't a great performance, but at the end of the day, it's the 3 points that count. Why has he moved away from that in the first place? We know we can't defend with the back 4 because we're dross. So kind of it's like, has he actually built a foundation the whole year and a half that he's been in? No, he hasn't. He's constantly changing his team all the time. Again, yesterday, 7 changes. But it kind of also looked to me like a team that, you kind of, he picked not based on like the quality of the player, but more in the players that he possibly can trust, like El Neni, for example. He's not the greatest player in the world, but you can trust him to do a job. So I don't know where he's trying to go back to basics a little bit, but it's too late for that shit now,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think El Neni's touching 40 appearances this season, which, when you think about it, I mean, to be honest, he is probably the least of our worries. Yeah, like, I think, I say this all the time, I think with him, he's a very limited footballer, but he don't overcomplicate anything. And he very rarely makes a mistake. Like, and if he does, he normally rectifies it, and it very, very, very rarely leads to a goal. Like, and even though he does play quite deep, he doesn't do anything stupid, whereas we've got other players in the team that do stupidness that ends up leading to goals, which is something he doesn't do. I don't dislike El Neni. I just don't think he's good enough. Whereas there's other players in the team, I just can't stand them. Like, some of them are so arrogant. We already know who they are. I don't need to name them. And they think they're better than they are. They come out and talk the talk off the pitch. They never walk the walk on the pitch. And it's like, when I watched that game last night, I think that's kind of finished the Odegaard debate as well, because he was rubbish again, and he's been bang average at best since he's been here. I think he's had 2 good games, scored in both of them games. Other than that, if people think we're spending 50 million on him, then Jesus Christ, we've got massive issues, because I think it showed that Smith Rowe is levels above him. Like, you're playing up against a really good Chelsea team, albeit with the changes, and Smith Rowe was unplayable at times last night, man. Like, some of the movement, the way he drives forward, he got his goal. He worked his nuts off last night, and I was really chuffed for him as well. And I said this the other day to a mate of mine. I said, it must be so good and such a good feeling to play for the football club you support, like having come through the academy of that football team. And it's like them players, Mason Mount has got it on Chelsea's side as well. Saka's got it for us. Hudson-Odoi have it for them. you know, they will always give 100% because they're probably pinching themselves. They're even in this position. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we need some more players like that. We need to find the next couple of players to come through. But I don't know what it is with this manager, Brandon. He doesn't seem to like blooding any youth through the setup because these two lads, Saka and Smith Rowe, were already doing bits for us anyway. He hasn't put a single one in apart from, I think he played Aziz once. I think he's played Balogun twice or 3 times. But why do you think that is? Like, do you just think that it's because you said like tried and tested, but do you think that's because he don't trust the kids at all?
I think he's stuck in his ways, mate. You know, he comes across very arrogant, very self-worth. You know what I mean? Like my way or the fucking highway. And that's the sort of vibe that I get from him. He knows deep down that, you know, he hasn't got the best out of the squad that we've got. And I can't understand myself, mate. You know, I looked at the West Brom game. Yes, we won, but there's nothing to play for. So why don't you blood a few of these, you know, younger players that actually give a shit about the football club? Stop playing your Danny Ceballos who we know are not good enough. You know, like Hector Bellerin as well. This guy's not going to be at the football club come the summer, apparently, so we're being told. But yet he's, you know, being brought on before anybody else, and it's like it don't make no sense to me whatsoever. You know, Balogun just signed a new contract. You know, he's obviously had to convince him to sign this new contract. I don't know whether he's said something like you'll get a few more first team minutes next season, but now's the time to bring him into the first team and start, you know, getting his confidence up and start getting him used to first team football if you're going to play him in that way. But I don't trust this guy at all, mate. You know, we're hearing as well, you know, summer transfer window, we're hearing there could be a bigger budget. You know, what does that mean? You know, he normally gets 50 million. Does that mean he's getting 51 million this season? Or, you know, we're hearing about a 200 million pound war chest. Well, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't trust either of these guys. You know, the fucking Spanish Mike Bassett, you know, managing a football club. And then we've got bloody John Travolta from the favelas as well, you know, picking out players. It's like, you can't trust these guys. So I couldn't care less if we've got 50 million or 200 million pound, because like I said, I said it on one of the fan cams to Tom, we could buy Mbappe, Sancho, Haaland, you name it, right? But Mikel Arteta tinkers with his team so much and pisses about all the time. He'd probably have Haaland playing centre back, Mbappe bloody at left back majority of the time. So what's the point? You know?
Yeah, it's mad. It is mad. Like all the propaganda that's being put out there by the mainstream and like the journalists that sit on the Zoom calls with Mikel Arteta in press conferences and that, and like, you know, they're linking us to every single player going, but the players they're linking us to, it contradicts them saying that we've got 200 million quid, because the players they're linking us to are the likes of Ryan Bertrand on a free, like, you know, and Ben White from Brighton. You know, like, he's a decent player, but sorry, if we want to have hopes and aspirations of getting up this table, I don't think he's good enough. You know, and then they're linking us to a player who is actually very good, Anguissa from Fulham. Yeah, maybe that could be a little bit of a deal, but then I look at that and think, well, that's a cheaper option than Basuma. You know, I do rate him. I do think he's a good player, but I'd rather have Basuma. You know, and this is the thing, like, we've got so many players that are either leaving this summer, down to the last year of the contract this summer, or just simply not good enough. You know, and I went through them earlier on stream, earlier this afternoon, and with the ones that are on loan as well, it worked out about 13 players out of about 37 that we've got on our books that have got to leave, in my opinion. And that included Leno as well, by the way, who apparently wants to leave. But the goalkeeper we're linked to is David Raya, the Brentford goalkeeper, who's just not even a Premier League standard goalkeeper, in my opinion. It's like, I don't know what we're going to do, man. It's you're right what you said when you first come on. Yeah, I'm all right when Arsenal ain't playing. And it's mad, isn't it? Like, every time we watch Arsenal, it's just stress because you don't know what Arsenal are turning up. And you made a very good point a minute ago as well about the back three. We were playing, yes, we were very defensive, but we were playing a lot better and looked a lot better as a team unit with a back three than we did with a back four. So why did he go away from that? And then we went 2 months without a win whilst he did it. I just, it makes no sense to me. Yesterday, the starting 11 was just baffling. You got 3 right backs on the bench, and he plays Saka at right wing back. And the other day, he played at left back. Then he was playing at right wing the game before. It's like, this kid must have played nearly every position this season. It's mad.
In all fairness, though, mate, you know, Saka, he looked better than Hector Bellerin and Cedric has done all season, you know? So it's like, what position can this guy not play? You know, chuck him in goal. Fuck Leno off and chuck him in goal. You know, probably do a better job, you know what I mean? It's like, it's embarrassing, really, because we shouldn't be relying on these kids, you know. Effectively, what's happened this season is Emil Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka have dragged us out of shit majorly because Aubameyang's not turned up all season. Lacazette, he's done all right this season, but still, he's not bagged 20 goals again. That's another season that he's been at Arsenal and he's not scored 20 goals. You know, that's not top level.
He scored less than 20, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So that's not top level striker. That's not what we need at this football club. There's so much dead wood to get rid of, and there's so much work to be done that, mate, I can see it being a rinse and repeat next season. I really can. You know, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree, mate. Like, if you look at the players that we've got out on loan, Guendouzi doesn't rate. Well, he walks straight into this starting 11, in my opinion. I think he's decent, man. Like, I wouldn't play him every single week, but if Dani Ceballos can get games and El Neni can get games and Xhaka gets a game every week, then why can't Guendouzi get games? That makes no sense to me.
We're talking about Basuma and that, but is there a shout for Torreira to maybe play next to Partey? Because I think that's what originally, you know, Simeone signed him for. I don't think they was actually really looking to get rid of Partey. I think they was looking to do a midfield 2 of Torreira and Partey. Could that work, do you reckon?
Possibly. The thing is, they're both pretty good on the ball. Yeah, and the thing is, when you have a partnership, we had one of the best partnerships in Premier League history with Vieira and Petit, didn't we? You know, when one goes, the other one drops in. You know, and Petit used to get forward. Like, if people haven't seen Petit or weren't old enough to watch him, go and watch some of the highlight reels. Like, he used to get forward, yeah, and Vieira would just sit and drop. But when Vieira used to get forward, he'd just sit and drop. And if you have that communication level properly tied down, yeah, then there's no reason for it not to work. And the good thing is, as well, is they both speak Spanish. Yeah, because Torreira's South American, so he'll speak Spanish. Yeah, and obviously Thomas Partey lived in Spain for years because he played for Atletico Madrid. So that could be an option, you know. It's just whether he wants to be it, because I just had this feeling. He's said it so many times. The amount of times he's dropped hints that he don't want to be in England, I don't blame him. It's absolutely hammering down outside here. Like, it's freezing cold. So I don't blame him not wanting to be here. So
do you think that's what it is, though, mate? Or do you think it's just like, do you know what, I don't want to be at Arsenal? Because I tell you what, if I was a player, I'd be like, nah, bun this. I can't.
Well, he wanted to go to Napoli, didn't he? So yeah. So they couldn't afford him, so we came in. And this is very similar to Alex Lacazette as well, because Lacazette was signed, sealed, delivered for Atletico. Then they got a transfer ban, and then he had to come to us. So, you know, we've notoriously signed players that don't want to be here. Do you know what I mean? And it's no coincidence that they don't really perform. I mean, Lacazette's been all right this season. I'm not gonna rip him apart or anything like that, because he has scored quite a few goals. But when I look at other strikers in this league, I compared him to Chris Wood the other day, and everyone was laughing at me. He scored 1 Premier League goal more than Chris Wood, and Chris Wood plays for Burnley. Yeah, come on, seriously. If you swap them strikers around, Wood would have more than 20 goals this season. Yeah, and he wouldn't have 12 at Burnley, that's for sure. But it's just winds me up, because, like, if you look at the players on loan, Torreira could be an option, to be fair, but I don't think he's going to be here. I think we'll flog him, and he's somebody we can get about 20 million quid for. Guendouzi, I'm not sure. I don't think Arteta likes him one bit. I think he probably thinks he's got an attitude. Joe Willock, we couldn't get a tune out of him at all with this manager, and Steve Bruce has got him flying. Like, Steve Bruce, like, come on. You know, then you've got Maitland-Niles. That was a weird one. Like, played every game when Bellerin was out. Then Arteta gets Bellerin back fit, straight in for Chelsea away last season. Kept his place pretty much ever since. Then he said that he didn't want him to go out on loan, he wanted to keep him. And then we loaned him out in January. It was like, well, why didn't you just let him go to Wolves? Because we could have sold him to Wolves, couldn't we?
And again, it's another player who looked very good in a back 3.
Yeah,
Left wing back, right wing back, didn't matter. He looked very good in the back three.
he played in the cup final left wing back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. I like Maitland-Niles. The thing is with him is I do think he wants to play midfield. Yeah, and is he good enough passing wise to play in our midfield?
Well,
I'm not so sure.
look, let's put it this way, right? I take him over Danny Ceballos at the moment. I take him over Granit Xhaka. So you got to give him a chance. Like he hasn't really had a chance there. Let's be real about it. He hasn't really had a chance. Yes, Arteta's played him there once or twice, and a couple of times, he's played all right, and then other times he's had, shocking performance. But he's not some. He's a young player. You've got to blood these players in and give them time to adapt. And if you don't do that, what is he supposed to do? You can't just come in and all of a sudden just click of a finger, he's running the midfield. It don't work like that.
No, of course, no, 100%, mate. And then we've got players like Eddie Nketiah, like 1 year left on his contract come this summer. Why didn't we just sell him to West Ham for 20 million in January? That makes no sense. Alex Lacazette's down to 1 year on his contract this summer. Again, I would go back to when Vinay and Raul Saneli were sat there talking to Laura Woods, and they said any player who comes down to the last 2 years of his contract, we either offer him a deal or we sell him. Well, why are you still here then? It's mad. Let me just grab this super chat. Big up to you, Carl. Appreciate that, man. And yeah, I'm looking at going Loch Lomond, man, this weekend. So that should be nice. I've never been. It looks nice. So yeah, maybe Loch Lomond. I don't know. There's a few other places, Windermere and that as well. Well, nice in Scotland, man. So thank you for that, man. Let me just read some of these comments out real quick. There's 300 people watching. Like I said, YouTube is not sending notifications out for this stream. So if you could smash the likes up, that'd be great. Follow Brandon's channel as well, Brandon AFC TV. Make sure you go and check that out. If I had £500 million to spend, if we had 500 million, we still wouldn't come top four. We'd probably go and do £95 million on Grealish, and he'd probably get injured in game number 1. Do you know what I mean? That's how we roll at this football club. Players that have never been injured in their career end up getting injured all season with us, don't they?
If you're going to spend that sort of money as well, just go and get a better manager, or send Arteta on a man management course and a tactics course and all this, that, and the other, because it's not good enough, mate.
Yeah, let me grab this comment real quick. I don't know if you've seen this. I retweeted it, so I don't know if you see that. But Man United fans have blocked the road off going towards the stadium at Old Trafford tonight with cars. They've just literally roadblocked it. Yeah. And the Liverpool team bus is stranded. Yeah, the police are there, so I'm assuming that it's going to get cleared up. Yeah, but they've got an armed response unit. No, not an armed response, sorry, a riot van sat outside the hotel as well. Because do you remember last time they stopped the players coming out the hotel? I'm not sure whether they've got any protest planned tonight. I haven't really looked into it, but they're relentless, mate. They cancelled or got cancelled a £200 million shirt sponsorship deal the other week because they just kept being relentless on social media with it. And that £200 million, think how much money that is, mate. Like, that is a lot of money. That would pay our wage bill for the year nearly. Do you know what I mean? And they just got that deal cancelled. Why do you think? What do you think it is with our fans that like we don't? I know Man United are a bigger football club. They've got a bigger global fan base, more social media fan base. But why do you think like we can organise one protest and there's 5,500 people there? Then the next protest turned into clap for the players. We used to clap for the NHS on Thursday nights. Now we're clapping for a bunch of deadbeats on the bus, bruv. Like, it's mad. And then the next protest against, was it Everton? No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Everton, I think. Yeah.
No, was it? No, the Everton one was the big one. It was
Villarreal. Yeah, and then the Villarreal was the clapping.
And then West Brom was
the West Brom game, about 100 people turned up. And they were just singing, "What do we think of Tottenham?" Why do you think we can't organise a piss up in a pub? And Man United seem to have it on lock.
Our fan base are full of pussies. It's the truth, mate. You know, our fan base like to jump on the vibe of, oh, we want the owner out, but they don't actually truly mean it, mate. You know, whereas as Manchester United fans, yeah, they have a bigger global fan base. Yeah, they're a bigger club in than us, but when you talk about fan base and global fan base, Arsenal's still got a global fan base. You know, it's still got a massive fan base and following. The problem is like I say, our fans, they don't know what they want. You know, like all the big accounts, you know, all the big names that are, you know.
It's not just on Twitter either. It's on all socials, man. Like,
yeah, exactly. All the big names that are socialised with Arsenal or linked to Arsenal are all up Arteta's arse, you know, and that's the biggest problem. We've got to look past the manager, forget about the manager, because I look at it like this: I don't want this manager here any more than what you do or anybody who's Arteta out. But I don't blame the manager now. I blame the people who are keeping this guy here in charge. You know, why is he still here? Why was he not sacked after Villarreal? That's not his fault. That's Stan Kroenke, whoever is in charge of employment.
Whoever's decision that is to hire and fire, they haven't done it, and then you've got to go up the chain even higher and higher. So listen, it all stems back to the owner. Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, the results are on the manager, which we both all agree on. But I make you right, mate. Look, at the end of the day, as soon as we got knocked out of that game, he should have been sacked in the tunnel.
Mate, he should have been sacked at half time. Steve Round should have took the second half, mate.
Yeah,
you know,
mate, that's horrible, wasn't it? That was almost like a training ground pre-season kicker out. Like, what was that all about? The biggest game of our season. They were just walking. Yeah, and when did you see Aubameyang's reaction when he came off last night?
Yeah,
there's disharmony in that camp, mate. I'm telling you. Yeah, and I think, well, I know for a fact. There's two players that don't like him. Yeah, I'm not going to say who they are because that'd be unfair. But I know there's two players that don't want him there. Yeah, there's other players that are voicing concerns over some of the coaching methods. But this is the thing: once you start getting 2 or 3 or 4 players that don't like the manager, all of a sudden that becomes a spiral and a snowball effect. We've seen that at Chelsea so many times when they want to down tools. You know, Guendouzi clearly has a problem with this manager and vice versa. I'd imagine that there's other players that are in group chats with Guendouzi are all saying similar things, and all of a sudden it snowballs. And that might be why we have had a poor season, because these players have down tools at times. Let's be real here. Yeah, they don't look interested. At the same time, I don't blame them, because we're basically just playing like Stoke.
If Aubameyang's one of them players, then we've got a massive problem on our hands, because he's the captain of the football club. Whether we like it or not, he's the captain of the football club, and if he's got an issue with the manager, then you know it's only going to be a matter of time before the rest of the players down tools as well. And you know, the best way to find out is anybody who knows Aubameyang or has contact with Aubameyang, just ask him if he trusts the process. Ask him.
Well, this is the thing about the process, isn't it? The process. Man said we're classy. But this is the thing. The process is run by an owner that people are protesting against. So I've never got it. If you're Arteta in, you are Kroenke in. Yeah, I've never understood it. It makes no sense. It's kind of just defeating the object. So, you know, and then all you get out of people is, yeah, but do you trust this club to go and hire the right manager? Well, you've trusted him with the process for 17 months. Like, it's just, I don't get it, mate. I just genuinely don't get it. Like, obviously, we've only got 2 games left. I can't wait, Brandon. Real talk. I'm just looking forward to moving on and watching England now. Well, I'm not really looking forward to that, if I'm honest. I'm supporting France in this in this Euros. Mbappe FC, mate. I might even go and get a France shirt with Mbappe on the back. But because I know that Southgate's just as bad, so we ain't winning anything. But it's mad because when we started the season, we obviously beat Fulham. We were top of the table for game week number 1. Everyone was getting hyped. We can get top 4. We can do this. Thomas Partey had just come in, and like, we're now 8th, and all 3 teams, Aston Villa, Everton, and Leeds, I think have all got a game in hand, or at least one game in hand over us. I think Everton are playing now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think they're playing Villa actually.
Oh, are they? Yeah, they are. 34 minutes gone, 0-0. And Leeds' next game. Let's have a look at the fixtures. They've got Burnley on Saturday. Burnley away. 12:30 kickoff. Aston Villa have got Palace at the weekend away. We ain't got a game this weekend, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, and then we've got Palace Wednesday.
Yeah, and then we've got Palace Wednesday. Villa have got Tottenham as well. And then the last games, Villa have got Chelsea. Villa's fixtures are kind of hard. Leeds have got West Brom last game. We've got Brighton, my twin brother. Just give him the job. Would you take him as manager?
I don't know actually. Like he's done all right at Brighton. He's not done too bad. I mean, I'd be looking at like Bielsa or someone like that. You know, maybe a little bit better than Graham Potter, but I think he's done okay. He's got a style of play. He's got the players, you know, working how he wants them to work, which is something that Mikel Arteta hasn't done. And I'll be honest with you, mate. I'll take anybody at the moment. I'll take Gunnosaurus. You know,
he's got more mobility than Xhaka. Play him in midfield, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let me ask you who player of the season is. I think you're going to say Saka. Is there a case for any other player to get it?
Cool, that's a tough question. Is there a case for any other player? Do you know, I would have made a case for someone like Kieran Tierney, but I don't think he's played enough. You know, injuries have hampered him again this season. Funny how, you know, we knew about his injury record before he joined Arsenal, but yet we didn't sign a replacement, you know, backup left back in January. But there you go. I think you've got to give it to Saka, mate. He's been carrying this team like Aubameyang did last season, and when Aubameyang's not stepped up, he has. And for a kid of 19 years old, you know, he's only going to get better as well. And his potential is unbelievable, mate. His ceiling is so high, and I just hope and pray that we don't do the typical Arsenal thing and lose it, you know, because we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Give me some predictions for these last two games that we've got. We've got Crystal Palace next Wednesday. There's no excuses for this manager not to win that game, because he keeps banging on about, oh, we don't have time to prepare. We don't have time to do this. What would he have done next season if we had got Champions League football and we were playing Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday? Like, because I don't see what the difference is. I genuinely don't. Playing Thursday, Sunday, or Tuesday, Saturday is still the same time difference.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
The best excuse that I've heard from him is, oh, we didn't have a pre-season. Right? Are we the only Premier League team that didn't have a pre-season then, mate? You know, like, honestly, seriously, excuse FC. The last two games, mate, I fully expect us to win them because there's no pressure, you know, and we'll probably go on Wednesday and win the Crystal Palace trophy, you know, as we do, and then move on to, you know, the Graham Potter trophy as well. And everybody will be calling you out saying, oh, you wanted Graham Potter. Oh, look, we just... I see it last night, you know. I see it last night. Arsenal fans, like, saying to Chelsea fans, you know, trying to banter them. I'm like, they're in a Champions
League. Did you see William's Instagram post? He put London is red on his Insta, William. Like, what do you mean London's red? They're in a Champions League final and an FA Cup final, mate, about London's red. London's currently blue. Like... If they win that Champions League, mate, Arsenal fans just better hide on social media, because they'll just come for everyone. Like, and rightly so as well, because if our team was in the Champions League final and an FA Cup final after sacking a club legend, which Arteta isn't, but if we had a club legend in charge and sacked him and got the spin that they've had, I think we'd run riot with it if we won one of them. If they win both, blimmin' hell, mate, they're going to be relentless. Yeah, and they play to them. They run ruthless, man. Their fans are ruthless, and that's why they're the best club in the country for the last 15 years.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if they win both them competitions, FA Cup and Champions League, Thomas Tuchel should be manager of the season. Like, forget Pep Guardiola, forget all the other managers. To do what he's done in the short period of time that he's been there, I know Chelsea got a good squad as well, but the fact that they've kept so many clean sheets as well, you know, they've got themselves to the Champions League final. If they win that and they win the FA Cup as well, you've got to give the argument that he should be manager of the season. Then Arsenal, you know, the board and that at Arsenal got to be looking and scratching their heads and thinking, you know, we could have done something similar if we'd have sacked Arteta in December when he should have been sacked.
Well, when they hired Tuchel, we had been 15th for 5 straight games, and Tuchel was sat at home without a job. So we could have had him. Like, I'm not saying he would have got us in the top 4, but we definitely wouldn't be sat 8th.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We'd have a pattern of play, because he had a pattern of play inside one training session.
Yeah. I mean, so many Arsenal fans like to tell me that there ain't a manager out there. Who we going to get if we sack Arteta? Well,
That's all I keep hearing. It's like, what do you mean? Who are
one,
we going to get?
one manager straight away that springs to mind that's miles better than Arteta, that has an actual record in the Premier League. He's won a Champions League as well. Rafa Benitez, straight
Yeah,
away, go and get him.
and
You
he's
know,
available right now.
Hmm? you
He's
know,
available. Yeah. I
you know.
just don't understand, mate. It's like a lot of people are putting the career of this guy ahead of the club's future and the great for the club. I couldn't care less whether Arteta succeeds in football. Yeah, I don't support Mikel Arteta. I support Arsenal. You know, at the end of the day, just because he sat next to Pep, don't make him a great manager. Or like, he could be a good coach all he likes. Yeah, but good coaches don't always go on to be great managers. Paul Clements for proof in that. I think he's managing some dead team in Belgium, and he was working with Don Ancelotti, yeah,
Yeah.
for years. Literally, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. I think he was at Chelsea with him. As soon as he tried his hand in management over here, useless. You know,
Yeah.
you've seen it with who was the guy
Steve
that was
McLaren.
who?
Steve McLaren.
Steve McLaren. Although to be fair, Steve McLaren did win a few trophies, but I think they were in Holland. But like,
Who was the other guy as well?
what's his name? Moulenstein, the Man United guy. Yeah, he was useless, and he was a great coach apparently. So it's the thing. Like, you don't necessarily have to have been a footballer to be a manager and be a great manager. Jose's proof of that. You know, Wenger weren't even a great footballer. You know, and he smashed it for the first 10 years or so, or 8 years or whatever. Brian Kidd's another one. But you just look here and I just think, if you've sat next to Pep Guardiola, you've left Man City, you've won an FA Cup, that didn't fool me. Yeah, this season's been worse than last season. And the season, the first full season that you've left Man City, they've won the league and they're in the Champions League final and they've already won the League Cup. What does that tell you? It weren't him. It was Pep. Do you know what I mean? Mike Phelan's another example. Phelan and Kidd, these people. Yeah. Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it just winds me up because at the end of the day, Sol Campbell was more qualified for this job than Arteta. Yeah, Vieira was more qualified. There's a lot of play. Tony Adams was more qualified. He'd managed a football club, albeit not very well, but he'd managed a football club in Spain. Like, I just don't understand. I think it's more the fact that because he sat next to Pep and because a few managers have said that he's going to be great in the future, then all of a sudden he's going to be great. Well, it don't work like that, mate. This is a massive football club with massive egos. Most of the players at this club probably earn more than him. Yeah, like, it's just mad. It's actually mad. But
what about this? Just before you read that out there, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm hearing rumours that PSG could possibly sack Pochettino. I don't know how true that is.
Could you imagine if they sacked him?
You know, should we go in for him?
I've always been a bit sceptical of Poch because although he won him a cup within 3 weeks of being there or whatever, I just don't think he's that great. I really don't. Like, I know their team's not great, PSG. They've got about 4 good players and the rest are just bang average. And when you're benching one of your good 4, you got to hope that Neymar turns up. And he didn't in that semi-final over the 2 legs. Neither did Mbappe in the first one, really. But I just don't know, man. I think, like, me personally, I would go and get Ancelotti. Just go and get him. Just go and get him, man. Listen, no disrespect to Everton. They're a very good football club. I like their stadium. I've been there a few times. They're a well-run football club, but we're Arsenal Football Club. Yeah? Go and get him. Just get rid of this guy, pay him off, and go and get one of the greatest managers I've seen in my lifetime. Yeah, he's won everything everywhere he's been. So, apart from Napoli, which is why he was washed up, apparently.
And also, just another manager to throw in the hat as well. What's that name? What's that guy's name who's just left Bayern Munich? Is it Hansi Flick or something? Or whatever his name is?
Flick, yeah.
Is he another candidate? Could he be another candidate? You reckon?
If I'd take him,
yeah,
I'd take him all day long. I'd take him. Like, I'd take. There's loads of managers out there. Rafa Benitez could do a job. Yeah, and I said this on a stream the other day. Like, I don't really want an ex-player as a manager of the football club because this is what you end up with, a fan base that with the majority of people who just give them a free pass because they played for the club. But I would be open to Ancelotti coming in with an ex-player, whether that be Vieira, whether that be somebody else, I don't know. Yeah, put him on a 2-year contract. Yeah, and then in 2 years' time, maybe hand that over. Plus the fact that if you did give it to somebody that is an ex-player that has managed a football club already and they're coming in as a number 2, they then see the different side of it as well, rather than just being the main guy. I don't know. I don't really want an ex-player, but Vieira understands everything about winning at this football club. He was a title-winning captain. It's mad.
I'm just thinking about, if Graham Potter did take over, it'd be like, oh, we're not watching Arsenal no more. Lee Gunner's managing Arsenal.
I'd fully milk it as well. I'd fully milk it. Yes, I'm delighted to announce that I am the new Arsenal manager. Big up all the moderators in the chat. They're working overtime tonight, by the way. Big up to you guys. Make sure you smash the likes up. We're going to do a couple more minutes and we're going to wrap this up. Big up to DBS, my guy. Thank you for that. Sarri, I don't want anyone connected to Chelsea apart from maybe Don Carlo, because Don Carlo is a Don for a reason. Sarri, nah, not for me. Conte. Well, yeah, Conte's it. Yeah, okay, maybe I should have said that differently. I don't want Sarri, but I'm open to other ex-Chelsea managers.
We might as well, because we take the Chelsea.
Well, exactly. We're just basically like a charity shop for ex-Chelsea footballers and managers. Jokes, isn't it? But I'll take Allegri, I'll take Ancelotti, I'll take Hansi Flick, I'll take Simeone. Simeone's the dream, right? And people say, oh, but he plays defensive football. Mate, he's top of the table in Spain. Do you think any Atletico Madrid fan cares? Do you know what I'm saying? He needs 4 points from six available, and he wins the title.
Mate, can you imagine half these players that we've got in this squad wouldn't turn up for training because they'd be crying, mate. He'd have them whipped into shape straight away. They wouldn't mess with him.
Would you? You wouldn't want to fuck with him. Big up to Flick is going to manage Germany after the Euros, so that's off. Big up to you, Izzle. Hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Man said I'll take Scott Parker over Arteta. Well, one thing I'll say about Scott Parker is at least he's got a style of play.
Yeah.
Which is more than we've got. 17 months, he don't know his best 11. I see a stat yesterday that in 36 league games, he's had 35 different starting 11s. That is actually insane, isn't it? He's played the different 11, 35 out of 36 league games. And then you wonder why we're sat 8th. I can name Liverpool starting 11 if they're all fit. Yeah. I can name Man City starting 11 pretty much. Or I can name at least 8 of them if they're all fit. We can't even name 5 of ours because and imagine being the goalkeeper. Like, I do feel sorry for Leno at times because one week he's got Marie and Holding in front of him. The next week he's got all 3 of them in front of him with Gabriel. Then the next week he's got David Luiz and Holding. It's like, how can you build up like confidence and stuff like that when you're constantly chopping and changing? It just don't make sense, man. Then the midfield changes. Then the strike falls. I mean, why didn't Pepe play last night? Pepe should have started. I mean,
like I say, I don't particularly rate Pepe. I think he's overrated for the price that we paid, but I think everybody can agree to that one. But in recent times, he's been decent, and it's like I've said it before. It's like if you play well, you're not in the squad the next week. But if you're shit, yeah, you're all right. You can keep playing.
Somebody put a comment in there saying Vieira nearly relegated Nice. Mate, David Moyes nearly relegated West Ham, and Dean Smith nearly relegated Aston Villa. I'd take both of them over Arteta. There's no correlation. Doesn't matter. Look at the state of the team and the teams that I've just or the managers that were at them teams. There's no correlation. At the end of the day, Roberto Martinez won an FA Cup and got relegated. Yeah, but ask Wigan fans if they give a toss that they're in the Vanarama League or whatever it is. They won an FA Cup. All them Wigan fans that were at Wembley will never forget that. Yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? So listen, just because it don't work at certain clubs, we see it with Poch. Poch got a Champions League final. Next season they were 14th. Do you know what I'm saying? So, there's always circumstances. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes players down tools. We've seen that over the years with so many players. I don't watch French league football, so I don't know how good or bad Vieira is as a manager. There was just a suggestion that maybe if we are going to go down the route of an ex-player, why don't you go for one that was good? Because Arteta weren't. I don't know. Not that I want Vieira as a manager right now. Like I said, I wanted Ancelotti after Wenger got sacked, and after Emery got sacked. Big up Tim Foyle Arsenal for your generous donation, my friend. Appreciate that. Hi Lee, do you think that the support for Arteta, despite being inexperienced, is because modern fans do not value the importance of the management position, or think it's not as important? Arteta's position has been untenable. Do you know what I think it is? And thanks, that's a great comment, man. Do you know what I think it is? I think a lot of the people that I see that rate Mikel Arteta rated Wenger in the last 10 years. Or in the last 4 years or 5 years of his reign or whatever. They were always the ones that go, yeah, but look at what he's won. Yeah, but look at what he's done for the club. Look, yeah, but look, oh yeah, but you can't say that's disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful to Arsene Wenger. Look what he's done. Like, so I think not only that, because Wenger was here for so long, a lot of people have grown up during the Wenger era. Yeah, so they didn't see the eras before that because of when they were born. You know, so they're just used to one man being the manager of the club and think that that's the right way to run a football club. Then they look at teams like Chelsea who've had 16 managers in 15 years and think that that's not the right way. Yet they're the most successful club in the country in the last 15 years. Bayern Munich have had 14 managers in 15 years, soon to be 15 in 16 years. Yeah, and they're the most successful team in Germany. Real Madrid have had, I think, 14 or 15 in 15 years. Most successful team in Spain in that time. All three of them are the most successful in Europe in that time as well, by the way. So, you know, I don't know, man. Like the days of having a manager that's going to be here for years and years and years, they were gone when Fergie and Wenger went. Yeah, I think Sean Dyche, is the longest serving manager in the league, I think it's Sean Dyche. I think he's been there 6 years now. Yeah, but no, man, at the end of the day, you've got to hit your targets. Arteta can keep coming out talking about, oh, yes, the owners trust me and this and that. I understand why the fans are angry, blah, blah, blah. It's a results game. It is a results game, and you ain't getting the results. It's a sack. Yeah, sackable offence. You haven't hit the targets for the season, so why are you not sacked? And that's not his fault, like you said earlier. That's down to the people above him. But the people above him, Dan Potts made a great point the other week. He said, if you've got a mediocre fan base, a mediocre manager, a mediocre CEO, a mediocre technical director, and a mediocre owner, you become a mediocre football club. That's what we are.
But what people don't realise is they sit there and they moan about the owner. But really and truly, all of this, what's going on now, doesn't stem back to the owner. It stems back to us, the fans, because we've been accepting mediocrity for years and years and years and years. You know, too many fans, like you said, when Arsene Wenger was in the last 5-6 years of his reign, he should have gone then. But too many fans were like, no, Wenger's the greatest, Wenger's this, that and the other. And he ended up staying on for longer than what he should have done, and that's why we're in the position that we are now. It has got to do with the owner, because the owner's the one who runs the football club. But if you look at it as a whole, it actually stems back to us, the fans, accepting mediocrity.
100%, man. Listen, I'm going to wrap this up. I won't be doing the stream after the Liverpool game. I'm absolutely shattered. I was up until stupid o'clock this morning still recording fan cams and player ratings. There is only 159 likes on this. That's an absolute shambles. That's worse than our season. Come on, get the likes up, people. Make sure you subscribe to Brandon's channel as well, Brandon AFC TV. In fact, if somebody could grab it and stick it in the chat, I'll pin it. So if anyone can go and grab his channel link, that'd be great while I just read a few more comments out. I won't be back after the Man United game. No, I'm chilling for the rest of the night. I've got to get up early tomorrow as well, because there's a delivery coming at stupid o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. or something stupid. So, yeah, I've got to get up and collect that. But there we go. Let's read some of these. Big up from the USA, Lee and Brandon. We're both. What are both your thoughts on Arsenal in the Europa Conference League? No thanks. No thanks. Don't want to be in that. Yeah, FC Wi-Fi password away is not for me, bruv. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
I just want to know what the theme tune is going to be like. You know, we've got
theme tune. If you go on Chris Wheatley's Twitter, he posted the theme tune last night. It sounds a cross between I don't even know what the Europa League one is. Sounds like a little bit of a cross between the Champions League anthem that's being played backwards. Like it's like this feels, mate. I don't even know what the Europa League anthem is. I genuinely don't.
You got the Champions League, the champions, and then the Europa League.
Oh yes, that's it. That is it. You're right.
Fuck you now.
It's mad. Big up to my guy. He's put the link in. Let's find the link. 1 second. Let me get the link. It takes ages to update backstage in a different window. So it'll pop up in a minute. But listen, keep smashing the likes up, man. 181 likes. Let's get it over 200. As soon as I see this link, I can't see it, bruv. I cannot see it. I didn't see it. Let me go and get it. I'll go and get it. We'll do it right now. How many subs you on, man?
Oh, what am I on now? 450, something like that.
Come on, man. Let's get you up to 500 right now. Let's get you up to. Oh, I typed the wrong. Spelt your name wrong. Oh dear. Right, there we go. We have. Yeah, you're on 445. Listen, 50 odd people, 55 people. Go and subscribe to this channel right now. Right this second. It is now in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the top of the comments. That's his channel link. Just go and subscribe to Brandon. Get him up to 500 right now. That'd be sick if you could go and do that. Thank you to everyone who has watched live. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be on Rance's channel as well at 3 o'clock. As far as I'm aware, it's staying at 3 o'clock tomorrow. I will have to double check that. I'll be doing a stream before I go on that. Say again, mate.
Big up Rance.
Yeah, come on. Rance is a real one, bruv. Yeah, Rance is probably sitting there right now, like thinking, oh, here we go, stressed watch along tonight. You know what I mean? And the thing is, Liverpool have got to go for it now, really, because they can still get top 4 because of Chelsea losing last night.
It's probably Rance's car parked in front of the Liverpool bus.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Big up Rance, man. But yeah, that channel link right there is pinned to the top of the comments. So go and subscribe right now to Brandon and boost his channel up, man. Come on, let's get it done. You've just gained 14 subs already, just like that. So come on, 41 more, man. Let's get him to 500 real quick. And we'll do a few more. Already sub. Thank you, mate. Laters. Big up to you, my guy. Big up to Steve as well. Big up Tim4. Thanks for your donation, man. Big up to everyone who put one in as well. If you haven't, no worries. Just stick a like on the video. Have your wellies arrived? No, I haven't actually got a set of wellies, and I need to buy some because it don't stop flipping raining up here, man. So real talk. So yeah, it's mad. But big up
from Spain or something. Then you're like,
it's 20 odd degrees in Spain, and I'm right near Scotland. Like, it's mad. It's mad. Big up to everyone who's watched live and everyone who's subbing to you as well. So come on, man. Let's get it right up to 500. Come on. I'm gonna have to wrap this up in a second because I'm starving. But let me see how many you got now. Come on, you've just gone up another few more as well. You're on 462. But listen, big up to you for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Do you want to shout your other socials out as well?
Yeah. So, oh God, what is my socials? I can't remember now. Just if you go over to my YouTube channel, all my social links are in there. So make sure you go and subscribe as well. And yeah, big up Lee. Thanks for getting me on again, mate. Yeah,
no, that's cool, man. No, but you're always welcome, bro. That's I love listening to what you got to say. You speak facts, mate. So big up to everyone who's been in the chat, and I'll be back again probably lunchtime tomorrow, and then onto Rance's channel as well. So yeah, man, we're out of here. Laters.